This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
And that's what we'll do on this Thursday, Attack and Dominate. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff, Bobby Carpenter to my left. On the other side of the imaginary glass, you've got Brody Wells. It's a big Thursday, folks. Lots to get into today. You know what we're going to have today, don't you, Brody? Ya Highness.
Good morning.
Yep. Let's stop right there. Ya Highness join us around 7:40 NFL picks. Also, I'm sorry, 7:30. He'll join us. We'll do NFL picks, and then we'll bring him on. Also, Albert Breer from MMQB joins us at 7 o'clock this morning. Bobby, good morning. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. Doing well. Thitoff, doing well.
There's a lot to talk about as far as sports goes. We'll start off this. So tonight, though, the CBJ hosts Colorado at 7 o'clock. Defend Nationwide Arena.
There we go.
You like that better?
That's fine.
Okay. In Major League Baseball last night, ALCS, Toronto over Seattle 13-4. Seattle leads that series 2-1. They'll play at 8:33 tonight in Seattle. Milwaukee's at the Dodgers tonight at 6:08. Dodgers lead that series 2-0. NFL tonight, the Steelers are in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. As Brody told you yesterday, it's only the second instance, I guess it's fourth time, but the second group of 40-year-old starting quarterbacks going against each other. The first time it was Breeze and Manning, and they faced off 3 times in the season that Brody told us about, which I can't remember now off the top of my head, which I probably should have just not mentioned it then with the year since I don't know what it is. All right, Bob, you're off to a rousing start here. I just already talked myself into a corner. You ready to make us smarter?
Yeah, let's do that.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Take it away, General. Make me smart.
Oh, boy. It is Thursday, October 16th, the 289th day of the year. 76 days remaining in this 2025. This date, 1793. Marie Antoinette was executed. I mentioned yesterday she was tried and convicted of treason. Well, today she found the guillotine. At least her neck did, if you will.
No appeal? There wasn't any appeal process there?
I don't think they had an appellate court.
Drag it out, right.
They had a little triumvirate that made the decision, and I think off with her head was where they went with it. This day, 1859, John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry, the known abolitionists. They mentioned this was one of the precursing events to the start of the Civil War, where some of these abolitionist raids in different areas just happening across the river in what is now present-day West Virginia. At the time was just currently Virginia. This date, 1875, BYU, Brigham Young University, is founded. They got a big game this week against Utah. The Holy War going to be out there in Provo hosting it.
We're not allowed to call it that anymore, Bob.
Who said that?
The people.
Who are that? Who are those people?
Those guys. I don't know, Bob. I'm with you. I'm fine.
I don't think that's accurate.
Who said we couldn't call it the Holy War then? Somebody did say, didn't they?
Why, you're the one that's providing me this information.
I understand.
So
that's
why are
it's
you
a
going to ask me
Red River rivalry instead of Red River shootout. It's no longer the Civil War between, was that Oregon State?
Why is it no longer the Civil War?
Because of people. I'm not saying the people are right, Bob.
Well, I'm just asking you. I know that they still refer. We had Devin Dampier on XM yesterday, and he talked about it as the Holy War. So I think the people that are involved in it, they're fine with it. So I don't know what people you would be referring to.
All right.
But there might be, air quotes, people out there that don't enjoy that. But we live in a society today that's ridiculous and wants to try to equate all things that are made as analogies and to try to spice something up. It's been called that for a long time. Take away the tradition of it. This day, 1919, it's a big news for Shark. I know he was very excited about this today. Well, Hitler gave his first public address to the German Workers' Party, so that was kind of his, introduction to the scene, if you will.
Yeah.
Really trying to stump for his cause. 1923, a little bit more positive news. Walt and Roy Disney found the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studios, which later just becomes Walt Disney Studios. 1936, the BBWAA, Baseball Writers Association of America, votes Lou Gehrig the AL MVP. In 1978, Pope John Paul II becomes the first non-Italian pontiff since 1523.
Then, at 18 minutes past 6 on this warm Rome evening, the chimney came to life again. Just a few puffs of smoke, very little compared with what had come pouring out the other times, but unmistakably white. When senior Cardinal Deacon Pericle Felici announced the name of the new pope, most of those in the square couldn't quite catch it. They had been listening for names like Papalardo or Ursi, Pignedoli or Colombo. This name didn't even sound Italian. Karol Wojtyła of Poland, the first non-Italian pope in more than 4.5 centuries. The papal name he had chosen, John Paul II.
There we go, John Paul II, first non-Italian pontiff in more than a couple hundred years. This date, 1982. Hitting number 1 for the second time during its run, I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton.
I'll think of you each step of the way, and I will always love you.
There we go. I enjoyed Whitney's version as well. Dolly, not doing so well health-wise, unfortunately, right now. This date, 1991, the Red Hot Chili Peppers begin their Blood Sugar Sex Magic Tour in Madison, Wisconsin. There's times I look back thinking, that'd be fun. I mean, it's almost 35 years ago. Smashing Pumpkins and Pearl Jam were the openers. What a show it was.
I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Or take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel.
Did you get that from that?
I don't know that it was exactly that.
Sure,
The
let's
YouTube video said it was from 1991, and it was a live video of them just hanging out playing music.
That
I'm like,
sounds
this'll
good.
work. Yeah.
Listen, that's on the tour. That was part of it. It's one of my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers songs as well. Kind of a sad and depressing song, if you really listen to the lyrics. Have you heard Under the Bridge very much, Bodie?
I definitely am familiar with it. I don't know that I know it enough to know what the lyrics like really say or are about, though.
Like a homeless person? Is that what it is?
Yeah, shooting up some heroin.
Well,
that's not all bad, then. I mean,
somebody's having a good time.
right, for at least a short period of time.
Well, there you go. I guess you're on the way up, at least.
Yeah.
Elevator going up. And then this day, 2012, Darius Rucker is inducted into the Grand Ole Opry. Some birthdays today. Born this day, 1854, the famed English playwright Oscar Wilde. This was a fantastic one that I found. Bodie's only reference to this was the Pat Summerall deal, and I'm trying to think what that was on. Was it on Madden's?
It was just the game broadcast.
Yeah, they did a whole deal about it where Madden talked about it once.
Okay.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I've only ever heard it on the game broadcast.
Yeah, but 1925, the star of Murder, She Wrote was born Angela Lansbury. Man, who isn't into a good middle-aged woman crime drama? Solving crimes, baking cookies for you, Bodie. Get it all done.
It kind of just goes on like this
There's
for
no
40
mu-
seconds. So.
Really? There's no words?
at all.
No
Yeah.
words.
It was
This
just
one,
her
no.
creeping around, like
Yeah.
looking at stuff. I thought there was some words to it. That's amazing.
Was there more, what was the Summerall thing? Was there something more to it?
So Summerall hated when they would do the previews and they'd have to promote what was coming up next.
Right,
So
yeah.
it'd be like,
60
up
minutes.
next, 60 minutes,
Yeah.
and murder,
Alice. Right, Golly.
murder, she wrote. Because there'd be a comma, and Madden said he would try to see how long he could hold it to make him uncomfortable.
That's funny.
And it's funny because people always viewed, Pat Summerall as the play-by-play, the straight guy, not very funny. He had a great sense of humor. Got a chance to get to know him when I was in Dallas. And that was unbelievable when you hear it. And they had all these different clips because he would be like, murder, she wrote. And he had it was all these different takes. He did it every single week.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And so they'd have, 17 of them every year. Well, probably plus playoffs and everything else. It was just very entertaining. And the fact that it was Angela Lansbury and Murder,
Yeah.
She Wrote is that was the Sunday night NFL post, like
You're right, yeah.
60 Minutes, then Murder, She Wrote. Is it?
Alice and then the Jeffersons tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was remarkable. I mean, the thing about the concept of developing a crime drama around like a grandmother, who's going out solving cases. Some of them mildly dangerous.
It's the opposite of Scooby-Doo.
It's a bunch of kids in the mystery mobile.
Right.
Tell you what, though, he's got a great ascot. Looking good.
You know what? She had anyway, but the difference is she was driving around like probably in a big old Cadillac with her left turn signal on the whole time.
Exactly.
She had a nice ascot.
Perfect. Charles Dolan, born on this date, 1926, founder of Cablevision and HBO, the John Carroll grad and Cleveland native. Believe he's James's uncle, if I'm not mistaken.
James.
Dolan.
What was the last name?
Dolan. Charles
okay,
Dolan.
gotcha. Yeah, okay.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard. No, I've heard.
Maybe
you said
own
James.
the Knicks.
Listen. When you said James first,
on the tribe.
the first thing I thought about was Laurinaitis.
I'm not going to lie to you. For some reason, that was the first thing I thought.
Thank you. See, so we're not. So
I don't know why.
I just thought Laurinaitis.
You do know who the Dolans are,
I do know who the
correct?
Dolans are. Yes, I do know, Bob. I also know Laurinaitis.
Big cable, like conglomerate owners.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
and then also own the Knicks.
Great, yeah.
It all makes
storied
sense.
franchise of the New York Knicks in the last 25 years.
I'm just saying, Bob. Whenever you say
Fairly hated family.
whenever you say the word James, I think of Laurinaitis. Whatever you say, it could be anything. You could say,
Like my wife, she jumps from conversation to conversation. Like we'll be talking about one thing, and then she's like, "Oh yes, such and such," and I'm like, "Wait, who?" And I'm trying to triangulate the name of who the last name of the person. Like, why would I think of that when we just jump from like
I don't know.
this kid to this situation, or my brother to who knows what? Crazy. Like I'm not inside your head. Turning 82 today, Fred Turner, the bassist for BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive.
banger.
That's my favorite song of theirs.
Did they do You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet? Was that BTO?
Maybe. That sounds.
If that's it, I'll take a look. If that's it, that'd be my favorite one, but I don't know if it's them or not.
I don't think it is. Now that you say that, I'm trying to listen to the voice, unless it's a different lead singer.
It is. You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. BTO.
Good job. Well done out of you.
I think it's.
We've got a birthday of Bob Weir turning 78 today, one of the founding members of the Grateful Dead.
This is the best one we got.
It's the only one we ever play.
I'm saying, like, I don't listen to the old stuff. I guess this is old now, just older stuff. Norm Macdonald had a great line when Jerry Garcia died. He was known as a yippie, right?
Yeah.
And so.
What's a yippie?
I don't know what the exact
like
definition.
Like a yuppie, but with
it's
an
like,
eye?
It's a kind of an offshoot of a hippie. But when he died.
But a yuppie and a hippie combined. A yippie.
It could be that. But
an upscale hippie. I like that.
That would have been show prep I needed to do. But anyway, so Bob, Norm Macdonald goes, yippee, Jerry Garcia's dead. They said, oh, wait, hang on. That's supposed to say yippee.
Comma?
Yeah, supposed to be yippee. Yippee, Jerry Garcia died. They said,
it's like Christian Bennett Christian.
So,
where's the comma? Which one has it?
Let's see what yippee
He's got two first names.
Absolutely. This guy, one of my favorites, star of Shawshank Redemption, Tim Robbins, turning 67.
I'll tell you where I'd go. Zihuatanejo.
So, what?
Zihuatanejo. It's in Mexico. A little place on the Pacific Ocean. You know what the Mexicans say about the Pacific?
No.
They say it has no memory.
Oh, the McConaughey there.
That's where I want to live the rest of my life.
Commercials.
A warm place with no memory. Open up a little hotel right on the beach. Buy some worthless old boat and fix it up new. Take my guests out charter fishing.
Zihuatanejo.
In a place like that, I could use a Man that knows how to get things.
He's a man that knows how to get things.
Yippies were essentially a politically radicalized group of hippies who used absurdist protest tactics to challenge the system, whereas hippies were primarily a culture movement.
Would you say Jenny from Forrest Gump would
She was a
apply?
hippie.
Okay, just a hippie.
Yeah,
not
she was a
yippie.
hippie, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
also-
know. She was out there with the Black Panthers.
Yeah, that's why I was
No, she's a hippie. She was kind of a slut. Fair?
Okay.
Big bad Jenny. What's she done? She's got AIDS.
Yes, right.
To quote the great Donald Sterling.
Another great NBA owner.
Beloved as well.
Oh, by the way,
More beloved owner. Donald Sterling.
James Dolan.
James Dolan.
I'm sorry. I got to also qualify it with this. No offense, Jenny, R.I.P.
Yeah, she's not with us anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
The actress or the...
No, I think the
Just in
actress.
the
Zach's
movie.
still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she really got into the role and got AIDS on purpose to kind of really to really sell it. But I would
I
imagine
don't know. I saw Gary Sinise. He cut both his legs
he
off.
did, which is amazing. I don't know how he grew him back. Tiger blood, I guess. But yeah, I would imagine Jenny's not with the Queen. Jenny's probably down south.
Hanging out. Hall of Famer Chris Dolman, born on this date, 1961, unfortunately passed away in 2020.
Following a stellar career at the University of Pittsburgh, Chris Dolman was selected by the Minnesota Vikings with the 4th overall pick in the 1985
on my game pretty much every waking hour.
Dolman's 150 and a half in NFL history. Only Bruce Smith, Reggie White, and Kevin Green have more. 1989 was perhaps the most prolific season in Dolman's career, as he tallied 21 sacks, the most in a single season in Vikings history, and third most in NFL history. Dolman was selected to 8 Pro Bowls, was a first-team All-Pro in both 1989 and 1992, and was named to the NFL Team of the Decades for the 1990s.
Really stinking good.
Yeah.
They had him and John Randall together.
Oh,
they were pretty darn impressive up there in Minnesota. Unfortunately, passed away in 2020. I always forget that until I run across his bio. Thitoff. Manute Bol, born in that state 1 year later in 1962. He passed away in 2010. The Slash, one of your faves, turning 53 today, Mr. Cordell Stewart.
Well, they get one more play. One more with 6 seconds. I think he just went over and says, just throw it up.
Oh, the last pass is complete to Colorado, Michigan.
So who we got here now? We've got Caruth that can fly. You got Westbrook, leaper and big and strong and can run. I would think that James Kidd would be on the field as well. Probably Blake Anderson, who's he's a tough guy. Next boy.
If I were the defense, I'd have a few more guys over there.
3 wideouts at the top of the picture. Stewart with time. Lets it go. He's got 3 people down there. The ball's up in the air. Caught. Touchdown. Caught by Westbrook for a touchdown. Incredible.
My goodness.
Great
I
play.
completely forgot Ray Caruth was on that team.
So did I. I've tried to block out a lot of my Ray Caruth knowledge, though, and familiarities.
You know who Ray Caruth is, Bodie?
I do not know.
Oh,
So it's amazing because Jerry Westbrooks was also a first rounder.
Michael Westbrook.
Or Michael Westbrooks,
Yeah.
I mean?
I think he might have been with Washington, I think.
Yeah, I believe he was.
Yeah.
Had Rashawn Salam, who's the Heisman Trophy winner, Cordell Stewart, who obviously first round pick with the Steelers, played a long time. Ray Caruth was a first round draft pick in 1997 of the Carolina Panthers. I forgot where he had gone to college until he said his name right there. 2001, he was found guilty of conspiring to kill his then girlfriend, Cherrick Adams, who was pregnant with his child, by the way.
Big OJ fan, huh?
She was pretty pregnant. Like, it wasn't like
very pregnant.
Yeah, like 8 months or 7 months or something like that.
His son ended up being born, I want to say,
son's born.
with I think he had some issues.
A lot of it from that. Yeah, it stemmed from that.
I forget exactly how They attempted to murder her.
It was him and I think him and a friend in a car, and the friend fired the shot. I thought that's what it was.
He actually hit her, didn't he?
Yeah. That she died, yeah.
And she did end up dying.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot her,
Right.
his friend did, but he did 18 years in prison.
My goodness.
His son was born brain damage and cerebral palsy. My goodness. It was unbelievable. And they found him hiding in the trunk of the car, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, Thitoff.
The son is now
found hiding in the trunk of a car outside a motel in Parker's Crossroads. The trunk also contained $3,900 in cash, bottles of his urine, extra clothes, candy bars, and a cell phone.
What else do you need?
The Panthers waived him the following day.
No kidding.
Citing the morals clause in the NFL contract. He was suspended indefinitely as well.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable story. He was sentenced to prison, minimum 40 years. He got out, I want to say.
He's out. I think he's out. I think you're right about that. Yes.
He was released in October 22nd, 2018, after serving 18 years.
I feel like 18's a little short on that.
Yeah,
you ask me.
I'm
I'm no judge or anything, but.
Well, he was sentenced to 40. He gets good behavior, buddy.
I guess.
I don't
know.
care. Hey, how much good
I
behavior
feel like
wipes out?
Conspiracy to murder your pregnant wife.
Pregnant girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
She was 8 months pregnant,
Yeah, very, very pregnant.
Maybe just the electric chair on that one. I don't know.
It was a brutal situation.
And it came out, according to Michael Kennedy, one of his accomplices, told a courtroom that Caruth didn't want to pay child support.
That was the reason why.
NFL player.
That was literally that was what it was. It was insane. More positive note. Turning 33 today. I call him the honorary Buckeye because he's here so much for games. The 8-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, Mr. Bryce Harper.
On the 7th pitch, Harper hits one in the air, left center field, back it goes! Harper, the swing of his life! Bryce Harper has the Phillies on the verge of the World Series.
And this is what I was talking about. He can go the other way. The ball was not up. The ball was out over the plate. He's strong enough. He's done it before.
Harper hasn't won a World Series, though, correct?
Did he win one in Washington, or was he gone?
He was gone by
1 year, right?
I think, just by a year or two at most. Yeah. And then they made it that year. That was in that clip in particular was, I think, Game 5 of the NLCS, and that was the it was the top of the 9th maybe or bottom of the 8th that put them ahead, and then they won that game and won the series, but then they lost to the Astros in the 2022 World Series.
Oh, they had their signs. You know? What are you gonna do about that?
On that Astros
Philadelphia in the last whatever it's been now 4 or 5 years have been like just on the brink, but never able to get over the hump there.
He's a great guy too. Great guy. Married him and his wife both from Vegas.
Very rich.
Yes, she played soccer here at Ohio State, so he comes back a lot and is at a lot of games. Awesome folks. Some holidays and observances today. Conflict Resolution Day in honor of Ray Caruth. My goodness. International Credit Union Day. National Boss Day. How about that? Cut up your credit card day. National Dictionary Day. National Liqueur Day as well. And World Food Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Thursday, October 16th, the 289th day of the year, and 76 days remaining in this 2022.
Well done.
2025. Jeez.
Well done as always, General, until the very end. The dismount didn't
was
hit.
rough.
When was the last time either of you opened up a physical dictionary?
High school, probably.
Have one even in the house.
I don't think we do either. And that was like a staple you had to have in your house when you had kids going to school and stuff.
When I went to college, I had one of their gifts was like it's probably a couple $100. There was a nice, huge Webster's dictionary and the accompanying thesaurus.
Thesaurus, yeah.
Yeah. So he's always said that. He's a thesaurus. He's a wordsmith. My grandpa had one. He used to sit beside his recliner. My mom's dad, that I'm not kidding you, it was probably a foot tall.
Yeah.
Like thick. I mean, there was all the little tabs and I used to just open that thing up sometime. I mean, there was words in there I didn't even know.
Sure.
Existed.
But it was crazy. He just had it sitting there. He'd probably open it once a month, reference things. I'm like, wow. I mean, it was the largest dictionary I've still ever seen in my life.
I think we stumbled upon the poll question, Bodie. Does Schlegel think a thesaurus is a dinosaur? I think that's maybe what we should do. Do you think Schlegel thinks it's a dinosaur?
It quite possibly could be. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and an opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin, well, they've got the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coming next, I saw this story and I said, oh, goodness, Bobby's going to have a strong opinion on this. We'll talk about it next. Morning Juice.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases, and RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you, and learn more at heart.org/RSV.
Okay, let's go. Top row.
EYECARE?
Good. Next row.
AM America? iCareAmerica.org?
Yes. Eye Care America helps seniors who haven't had a medical eye exam in 3 or more years. They also help those with an increased risk for glaucoma, and the appointment is often free or at no out-of-pocket cost. It's easy to see if you qualify. Go to EYECareAmerica.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, yes, we are Morning Juice. Sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin, Event Risk Elite Protection. 2 full hours right here on YouTube, the Fan app, and HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Hear a replay of this year's show on the Fan 2, 1460 a.m. from 1 to 3. And Brody, what else can we do now?
Facebook and Twitter.
Live.
Somebody a couple days ago commented on our Facebook live stream, said, "Hey, Jeff, I love listening to you."
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That was very nice.
Dad?
Last name was not Thitoff.
Was that Laura Nice's Uncle Dolan? No? So Bob, I saw the story yesterday and I texted you immediately because I knew you would have a thought on this. There's a lawsuit's been filed, or the OHSAA is being sued.
God bless America.
by Jameer Brown. Jameer Brown, class 2027 top wide receiver in the country.
Nobody's done it better than Jameer.
He's down at Huber Heights,
really
Wayne.
Bigly at Wayne.
And
great place, Wayne.
Freeman's alumnus.
He and his wife have
Braxton Miller.
His wife. He and his
Marcus
mother. Now you're
Freeman.
throwing me off here, Bob.
You got to focus.
I am. He and his mother filed a lawsuit about
Love his
the
mom.
OHSAA.
Probably the best mom.
That bans Ohio high school student athletes for using NIL. And he's saying, look, the lawsuit says he could make in excess of $100,000 if they'd let him. He thinks it's not fair that he can't benefit from NIL, can't take advantage of the NIL and make money like that. Now, there are some states you can do it in.
By some, you mean 44 others and the District of Columbia.
Okay.
So I would say that it's slightly more than some.
Okay, I would say more than half.
More than half.
Because I don't think there's 88 states anymore.
There were less states that seceded, or there was more states that seceded from the Union, and that's when we only had about half as many.
I'm trying to do the math on that. But don't confuse it. Divide by 2 and multiply it by 60 or whatever, Bob. So anyway.
How many is that an hour?
Yes.
How's that going to help?
Like, for instance, Chris Henry Jr.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he transferred for NIL, but he went out from Cincinnati, went out there to California.
Mater Day, yeah.
Yeah. I think I called it Mater D on my podcast yesterday. But whatever.
You called it Mater D?
I don't know if I did or not. It's possible,
Close
Bob.
enough.
Anyway, traditional spelling. He's got an NIL
They
deal.
don't offer Latin over there
with
at
Adidas.
the Haven.
By the way,
I was over at DeSales the other day.
Were you?
I poured one out for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
I was over
that.
there at Brookhaven.
That's why I'm sporting my DeHaven shirt today for everyone to see, representing. Anyway, he's finally lost the OHSAA trying to get it changed where he can make money on NIL. And I'm sure, Bob, you have a thought on this. Should he be allowed to make NIL? Should the OHSAA even have this rule in place?
So what's interesting is the high school principals in the state of Ohio voted on this. In their infinite wisdom and benevolence, they decided to vote against it. And I want to say it was like a 60-40-ish vote, if I'm not mistaken, from some of the principals I talked to. And people are like, well, I don't want to get involved with that here and do all that. I go, you do realize it's restricting the freedom of one of the freedoms that we have in the United States to be able to earn your full value of what you are as a human. Like, well, it doesn't. I'm like, well, okay. So I was praying for this day.
You were.
Lord answered my prayer.
The
OHSAA gets in a lawsuit, and similarly to the NCAA, they do not have grounds to stand on. Instead of educating their principals and constituents and saying, hey, this is what's happening in other states, let's craft some rules and bylaws that fit alongside of this, or we can stick our heads in the sand and choose to get sued, and then we're going to have to just capitulate to whatever is out there, which is what's going to happen, which is what the NCAA has done. So instead of getting ahead of things and being forward-thinking, the state of Ohio was trying to be behind everybody. As I mentioned, 44 states in the District of Columbia have already adopted some form of this. So this is going to happen. They've Tim Streed, their unbelievable marketing or communications director, who is a Yahtzee himself, said that they are going to be having an emergency vote, and that he had already informed people a while ago they could be having an emergency vote, which instead of informing them they're going to have an emergency vote potentially when this happened, why not tell them, put together some rules of saying, let's just vote on this right now. This is what other states that are similar to Ohio in our surrounding geographic region, this is how they're doing it. Let's try to vote on this, and here's the reasons why. Because once we do get sued, it's going to be negative PR. We're going to have people like Bobby talking trash about us because we don't know what we're doing. And so that's where we are. That's how we've arrived at this point.
Could you make a logical argument
as to positives or negatives?
As to why the OHSAA would have this rule. Is there a reason you can
think?
Because
the principals voted not to institute it.
Right, but I'm saying, can you think
why they would? Because they're, to quote our guy, Andy Dufresne on Tim Robbins' birthday, because they're, quote, obtuse.
Okay. But I'm saying, I was trying to think, is there a logical argument the OHSAA could make?
Because they're obtuse.
Okay. All right.
It's because they show, here's the problem. Instead of, this is what the NCAA did, similarly and akin to the OHSAA. instead of actually looking to solve a problem, we'll just bury our heads in the sand and ignore it. And that problem is just going to grow, and eventually it's going to become a problem so big that then we can't control it and steer it anymore. Instead of saying, hey, let's get ahead of this thing and set in the proper guidelines of how it should be instituted, we're just going to ignore it and say it shouldn't be instituted at all, even though they're going to find that they're going to get their butt kicked in court. That's why they're going to the emergency vote. So that's my point. They had all this in place. We're going to go to the emergency vote once we get sued.
Right.
To help prevent being sued at that point? Why don't you just do the right thing from the beginning? It's not that hard.
Could it affect kids?
It was affecting kids in the state of Ohio. There were people that were leaving.
No, what I'm saying is, could it affect kids that are in state? Let's say it does pass and all. Let's say they end up being allowed to make NIL. Could it affect the kids transferring schools where the money might be?
You think in high school that there's a market for that?
I don't know if
this is the boogeyman that people talked about for a lot of these different things. First of all, you know how hard it is to transfer in the state of Ohio?
It's not. I know that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Play sports,
but that could be the next thing though that we fall.
Probably should because I don't know, restricting people's ability to move. I hope they get sued on that too. Now, here's the thing: there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, and I'm not necessarily for open and independent transferring all over the place in the state of Ohio, but it is incredibly difficult to be able to transfer. And I know why they did it, and I understand, what the impetus of the reason for it. And so, trying to figure out exactly how that should look in a way that isn't completely antiquated, but also something that does provide some level of guidelines and boundaries to making sure that you don't have kids just transferring all over the place willy-nilly during seasons.
Right.
And making sure there is some sort of process and, I don't want to use the term penalty, but some level of restriction to where you just can't multi-transfer and bounce around. And the problem is all these school districts have their own rules about how you can open and roll and where you, if you need to live in district and all these different things. So that's part of the problem in and of itself. Is the same thing with the NCAA as you're governing different states who have differing rules, where now you're talking about differing school districts that also have differing rules that you've got to figure out and navigate.
Isn't this just like the NCAA 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Where
100% what it is.
Because now it's like, okay, we go NIL, oh, what about transferring now? And I remember sometimes you would see kids transfer because of opportunity. Zwick, right? Zwick was at Ottoville and then went to, was he in Ottoville? Is that where he was?
Orville.
I thought it was Ottoville.
Smuckers, dude. The
okay,
jelly.
Orville. Okay, I got the first letter right. He was in an O school
Otter
system.
Box.
Yeah, that's where he was. He was there. And then he transferred to Massillon, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Massillon,
Washington, yes. And so, he did that because, bigger program, bigger opportunities, things like that, more exposure, I would think. But I didn't know. It seems to me like the NCAA.
I think his dad was also the superintendent at Massillon, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he was?
I believe so. His dad worked in the education system for a number of years in a number of different districts. And I want to say his dad went there, and I don't know if they moved fully. Maybe they did. I'm not sure exactly how that worked.
Ottoville's a lot different than Orville.
I don't know if that's even a place.
Ottoville? Yeah, it is.
Where is that located?
It's up in the NWO, man, Northwest Ohio.
Okay.
I think it's, at least I remember driving through there and my dad saying, hey, that's Ottoville. Yeah, Ottoville, Ohio.
There you go.
Is a village in Monterey Township, Putnam County.
Monterey, that sounds like a great place to live.
The population in the 2020 census was 966.
I like that.
In Nosewicks, apparently. They were in Orville. But, I'm interested to see how it plays out on this. And if
I know how it's going to play out. They're going to have the emergency vote, and they're like, well, we're either going to get sued if you don't pass this.
Right.
And instead of I don't know why is it so hard for people to get ahead of things and do the right thing? And then try to build legislation around it so you don't end up. We already have an example of how this went wrong with the NCAA. I don't understand why people act like this was going to ruin high school sports. There's not a market for this. Not for 99.9% of the players.
Right.
There's going to be some players that can be able to do things, and have opportunity. All you were doing was driving the elite players out of state for their senior year.
I wonder how many people actually left. Like I know Chris Henry Jr. did. I'm saying, how many other people though have
Kid
left?
Arlington left and went to
you're right.
basketball.
You're right. Yeah, that came to play basketball.
There's multiple examples of this.
I was just curious how many, what the number is of kids.
It's
that did
not
that.
a crazy number, but it's enough that it's like, why do these kids have to leave someplace their senior year to go get these opportunities?
Right. Coming up next, Brody hits us with quick hitters. Morning Juice.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Football season's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota. Right now, drive home a rugged 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR for up to 48 months, or go big with the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, also 2.99 APR for up to 72 months. Built tough, built smart, built for whatever your game day brings. Find your next Toyota at Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or start your next adventure online at GermainToyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
Tito has had 2 wives. They've both been named Heather. If you know someone named Heather, please warn her. This is Morning Juice.
Just to let you know, Bob, Zach in the chat says he's listening from Ottoville. I don't know if he's just
It's
toying
amazing.
with me.
I didn't know it was a place. I thought you were high on drugs over there.
I'm high on life, Bob. Every day I work with you. And just to give you some comparison, Ottoville's has about 10% of the population that Wapak has, Wapakoneta.
I know where Wapakoneta is.
Okay, I'm saying that's
a ninth grade basketball coach was from Wapakoneta.
Wapak, Bob.
Wapak.
Wapak. Don't forget the K on that one.
He would just say Wapa.
He would?
Yeah. He grew up there, went to high school there, so.
Yeah, Wapak. All right, here we go. Let's do some quick hitters.
Tito knows best.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Not sure if he has an office in Wapak or not, but reach out to him. Brody, good morning. It's Thursday. It's always going to be Brody on Thursday. I botched it there.
That's all right. Happy Thursday, fellas. We'll start here. As we said at the halfway point of the college football season, who have been the best players in the sport? Up to this point, the Athletic put together their midseason All-America first and second teams. We got 3 Buckeyes on the second team. I'm sorry, on the defense of the first team. 3 Buckeyes on the first team defense. Caden Curry, Arbel Reese, and then Caleb Downs. And then on the second team, we've got two Buckeyes, one on offense, one on defense. Sonny Styles on defense at linebacker, and then Jeremiah Smith on offense for the second team there. Hit on some of the other highlights here. Tyler Simpson, the quarterback, Ty Simpson, the quarterback at Alabama, is on the first team offense. Who else we got? Justice Haynes, the running back at Michigan. Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver for the Southern California. Oh,
He's got good numbers.
I'm already scared about that on Saturday night.
Chris Ash said you're good.
Yeah. Say, dude, what have you
Your
guys
boy
been
Love
doing?
didn't make it, did he?
Better. Nope, he did not. Which I kind of feel like this is, I'm not going to take anything away from Ahmad Hardy at Missouri and Justice Haynes at the two running backs there at Missouri and Michigan. Love's had a really strong year, obviously. Him and Price probably split up some of the numbers too there. So what jumps out to you guys there for both the Buckeyes and overall?
I think Arvell Reese is the guy that before the season no one would have predicted being on this list. Jeremiah Smith being on the second team, his numbers probably aren't as great as a lot of guys out there. And it's going to come down to, for him, and I'm sure they'll start pumping some of those numbers and they'll start taking some shots and doing things. And as the season progresses, problem is they haven't played anybody that'll play them more straight up. People are just content by losing by less than actually trying to win.
Play a cover.
Yeah, and so it's detrimental to him from that standpoint. But if people actually say, well, who is the best receiver in college football versus who's the guy that's putting up the best stats? Because there are differences in that, and that's what's going to come down to being, who people kind of lean to.
Is Steve Kerr out of timeout or not?
He should be out. Yeah.
Okay,
that was just a 30-minute.
All right, I'm just waiting to see what he wants to say about it.
You already put him in timeout this morning?
No, yesterday. I don't know if there was something he had, like a button he had to push to take him out of timeout or not. But I wonder if he will comment on how Notre Dame still is the best defensive backfield in the country or something. Or
Leonard Moore did make the first team.
He did make the first team, right? So. I can't wait to see that. You're right, Bob. The Arvell Reese thing is just amazing. He the jump he's made. Jeremiah Smith, yes, second team, but it's not because Jeremiah Smith's not better than he was last year. It's just because of the way teams are playing them. This is one of those years, Bob, where I think that if they waited till after the CFP to vote for the Heisman, it could be much different than the one they ended up giving it to in December.
I think that's true, but here's the thing. Like, the Heisman's not a team award, and so some guys aren't going to qualify for that because they're not going to make the CFP. They wait till after the conference championship games till your votes come in. And so I understand that, and I get that. I'm not a big believer, though, in because there's so many more games, and they're big games, and they're important of how you play in those games, but not everybody will have those opportunities, and so it is a regular season award, if you will.
What do you got next for us there, bro?
Next up here, guys, to the NFL. The offseason move that made all the headlines for the Dallas Cowboys was, of course, when they sent Micah Parsons to Green Bay in late August, just before the season got underway. But back in May, they also made a splash as they acquired George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a third-round pick. Needless to say, that trade has actually worked out pretty well for Dallas so far. Pickens is third in receiving yards this season, and he's tied with Amon-Ra St. Brown for the league lead with 6 touchdowns. Next up on the docket for the two sides could be a long-term deal. When asked about sticking around Dallas following this season, as he is in a contract year, Pickens told the media yesterday, quote, "I wouldn't mind it. The guys in the locker room are super cool. The energy is great. But like I've said, I always want to showcase my talents most definitely." Tito, I wouldn't mind it. As a Cowboys fan, I don't know that I exactly love that line of phrasing.
Yeah, it's funny. I was
Anna's in the dollop, Bodie.
I was very excited about George Pickens out there in a contract year with Dak, with CD there.
How about after you pay him?
Well, that's what I was saying. If they pay Pickens, that's going to be following in the Bengals model of paying the quarterback a lot of money and then 2 receivers a lot of money because Lamb's not cheap. And Pickens,
but I love a good Euro.
Yes.
Lamb's cheap, though, compared to Jamar Chase.
It is. Yeah. You're right. Yes. But I'm just saying there's it would be following some of that business model the Bengals have done. And I don't know. I think that this year, with the numbers he's going to put up, I think, Bobby, we're going to see like kind of what happened with Alvin Harper in Dallas, where he gets the big year and then bolts.
You're going to compare George Pickens to Alvin Harper?
The situation of what I'm saying. Like, Harper as a number 2 guy there in Dallas, Had a couple of dynamic games, had a good season, then bolted for Tampa Bay. I could see Pickens following the money, chase the money, going somewhere else also. George Pickens.
Go on, take the money and run?
Other than T. Higgins, he might be the best number 2 receiver in the NFL. He's been the number 1 the last few weeks with CD being out. But I'm saying, I don't want Pickens as my long-term top option. But if he's my number 2, I feel pretty good about it.
Well, yeah, 'cause he'd be the best number 2. The problem is he's probably a number 1 for about 15 teams.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the push and pull that he has. You could probably get more money going elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a better situation, though? Do you want to catch passes in Carolina?
Right.
Or in Tennessee?
Right.
Or would you rather keep playing in Dallas?
And I mean, he's gone through this already,
yes.
right? Was it 3 or 4 years in Pittsburgh?
Mm-hmm.
And I think 3.
3, yeah, because they didn't pick up his 4th year. They did
and
pick
then
his
this
5th year
would be
option,
his 4th year,
this
right?
This is his 4th year, yeah. Yep.
And, say what you want about Dak, but the guy's a million times better than anybody who's throwing him the ball in Pittsburgh.
Sure.
And
I don't know.
shown.
Mason Rudolph?
Dangerous? Mr. Unlimited? Hold on.
I don't know why it's not always right there.
Mr. Unlimited. But yeah, those two and Justin Fields. I mean, Dak is on another stratosphere from those guys. And I don't know if you'd be willing to take just a tiny bit of a discount. Not a massive one, but a tiny one. I think as a Cowboys fan, I'd be a little frustrated if we gave up a 3rd-round pick just to let him walk.
The thing is, if you let him walk, this is
what
you
probably
they did.
Get a comp pick.
They'll get a 3rd-round back. You'll have to wait another year for it, but you would get he will be probably the highest paid wide receiver in free agency should he leave. I can't imagine anyone out there being any better than him.
Think about the comp pick there. 2 first-rounders for Micah. Think about this team we can build.
Man.
Imagine if we draft another really good receiver and an all-pro edge rusher. We'll be really cooking with something.
Imagine if you draft. I texted one of the Cowboy scouts yesterday who was coming. He said, hey, I'm coming in. And I was like, well, I usually go to practice on Tuesdays, not Wednesdays at XM. I was like, I got to work sometime. And I did leave him a message. I drew him a little picture and put it on the back of his name tag, which he enjoyed. But I said, he goes, your boys are really good. It's like, well, you can tell Jerry that if he wants to get a better human version of Micah, he can draft Arvell. Micah 2.0.
Yeah.
He gave that the thumbs up. I'm like, he's pretty darn good. I'm not trying to say he's going to be a 20 season sack guy, but he might get there at some point.
Just think what they could get from him in a trade in a few years, Bob.
It's true.
Imagine if they draft him, he does become an all-pro.
Right.
Then they could send him to Philadelphia for 2 first-round picks. Yeah, just the Herschel Walker trade just every 3 to 4 years. We'll stay with the NFL here, guys. Caleb Williams, he's been one of the most polarizing figures since the day he was drafted into the NFL. And frankly, even before that, in his final season there at Southern California, heading up to the 2024 NFL Draft, he's off to a solid start this season with the Bears. He's thrown for just about 1,200 yards, 9 scores, and 2 picks. Williams, he's still been the subject of plenty of criticism now, especially from Troy Aikman in the booth on Monday night's broadcast during their win over the Commanders in D.C. But on Wednesday, Caleb told the media he could care less. I think he meant couldn't care less, but that's all right. We knew what he meant. He could care less about what people have to say, saying, quote, people are going to say what they have to say. We win, we lose. People have stuff to say. It was lucky. It was not lucky. People have stuff to say. Have a bad game. Have a good game. People have stuff to say. See if I can say that 3 times. It doesn't matter. We're only worried about what's going on here within this building and with these guys. That's all I can say about that. Bobby, like I said, polarizing figure there. Some of Aikman's comments maybe seem to be a little like kind of on a personal level, it seemed like, but Williams has also kind of dug himself this hole a little bit with some of his mannerisms.
Some of the things he does, I think it's kind of turned some people off. Here's the reality. If he ends up winning and his team, he's good and his team's good because of him, he'll get all the credit he deserves. But you are right in this. I mean, him and Troy, little friction there. I would say some of the old school NFL guys, like they don't really probably enjoy the way that he goes about his business all the time. Yeah. He's kind of the new age guy about how he operates, and they have an idea of kind of what a quarterback should be and how a quarterback should act and lead. And I don't know if Caleb is always embracing that, but like I said, if he takes the Bears and you go win 10 games, that helps quiet a lot of the critics.
Yeah, the Caleb Williams thing, and look, the Bears are 3-2 right now. And your opinion on Caleb Williams probably changes based on each week with how the Bears do. Getting a big win coming off that, it's like his shine's a little brighter. Yes, he's ready.
Shine on.
Yes, we will see what happens though going forward in that. He's been inconsistent, but he's been better. Inconsistent but better, I would say. And I always love it when players, throw back comments at announcers for what they say when they shouldn't even care what the announcers say. He shouldn't care what Troy Aikman thinks.
Well, why? Troy Aikman played the position.
I understand that.
There's a lot of people where I wouldn't care. Troy Aikman's a Hall of Famer. And I had to watch some Yahtzee do a comparison. Oh, goodness. Who was it? Oh, man, it wasn't Daniel Jones. It was someone over their career.
Somebody incredibly mediocre, but they put up more numbers.
No, it wasn't Orlovsky. Yeah, and they showed like everything outside of like wins and something else. So look at this.
It's like looking like, well, if Troy Aikman got in the Hall of Fame with this, how come Tua Tagovailoa can't? It's like, well, that's not. The game has changed so much.
That's why I said that's why you compare people to their contemporaries.
Okay.
Here it is.
What do you got?
Who was it? Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's why
Another Dolphins legend.
You compare people to their contemporaries, not to generationally, because the game has changed so much.
Sure.
Of how, you can't touch receivers now. You used to be able to smoke quarterbacks in the skull. Jack Tatum's out there breaking dudes' necks.
Right, yeah.
That was the case for 30 years. And now you're not even allowed to hit quarterbacks. So I don't ever want to hear these guys talk about it's the same game. Troy Aikman could have probably played 5 more years if he could have remembered how to get to the Valley Ranch.
I heard Steve Young talk about it on PTI yesterday, Bob. We were saying about this 2 40-year-old quarterbacks
Steve
matchup.
Young, too.
Yeah, Young was talking about how much different it was that you can't hit the quarterbacks now. He said, he was playing the players could launch with their helmet at you, and it was a lot different.
Good, they were encouraged.
Yes, you made highlights. Let me rephrase what I said about not
used
listening
to make whole highlight videos of
yes,
it. NFL's best hits.
Yes.
They're just getting knocked out laying there on the field.
But I guess what I'm saying is, Bob, it amazes me when players comment publicly on what announcers say. Yes, he should listen to Aikman. If a quarterback of Aikman's stature or quarterback...
Here's the thing. Did you hear the question of what was asked to him? They may have asked him directly about it.
I know he put out something. He had a post, I believe it was.
I don't know if I respond in posts, but if someone asked you directly about it in the press conference...
He said, let's see here. Williams said he's messed around in an Instagram post. Nation's cap, good being back. It was lucky, --TA, whoop-de-doo, laughing emojis. So, because he made the point, Aikman was saying it was lucky. So.
Is that English? I don't even know what
I don't know what
the
nation's cap. I know what cap means. Cap
I'm guessing that's capital. Maybe in the nation's capital.
Yes,
I have no
capital.
idea what TA means.
Well, it's Troy Aikman.
He
was saying
okay.
It was lucky,
sense.
and then it said
Okay, so I'm
--TA.
starting to
Yes,
piece this together.
right. Lauren Ice's uncle Troy Aikman. But anyway, so he said that. I'm saying I understand you should listen to it. Yes, if a Hall of Fame quarterback has some kind of criticism or thoughts about your game, it would behoove you to listen to it. I'm just saying you don't need to respond in social media and all kind of stuff. But anyway, coming up next, get ready, folks. Albert Breer is going to join us top of the hour. This is Morning Juice.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes or even a second. Claire from The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
It is Morning Juice. We'll get Al Breer on here shortly. League title and playoff implications are on the line in the Capital Ford of Columbus High School football game of the week as Hamilton Township hosts Bloom Carroll this Friday night. Coverage starts at 6:30, kick at 7. After the game, it's Byers Subaru Dublin's overtime with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran. Friday nights are for high school football on the Fan. It's a great way, folks, that overtime show, Byers Subaru Dublin's overtime show with Ryan and Lee. That's a great way to call up everything going on in high school football. They'll have a couple of usually coaches on after their games and talk to them, but you get all the scores. They'll update you throughout as they get more and more scores called in or showing up. They've got a great way they do that, so that's a good show to watch. But anyway, so make sure you check that out. But there is, by the way, I don't know if you saw me, I put in the chat there, Brody. You know, we had Mr. Kerr in timeout yesterday. And I'm not sure what the rules are, but if he has to go to a third timeout, is there some kind of mandatory fine and suspension?
Like, there might have to be some sort of, I think it's
16
technicals in an NBA season, and it leads to 1 game suspension. I don't know the exact rules on that, but
we'll have to check on. Look at the bylaws and check that out and see what goes on with that. But don't forget, we have Breer on here shortly, and then in the next segment after this, we will have our NFL picks
with our expert.
Well, apparently the way you guys are talking, it's the expert Bobby Carpenter, but we'll also have on Ya Highness joining us there to give us some of his thoughts for the weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow at 6:20 we'll have Lee Sterling on, and then also around 6:30 for Lee Sterling, I guess, today, tomorrow. And then also tomorrow we'll have A.J. Hawk on in the final segment of the program.
Thought he was today.
You know, Bob, I made a simple mistake, okay? I made a simple mistake. Have you seen the video produced for the Ask A.J. intro? Some of the
that was great.
I thought it was good too, but it cut off at the very end. I'm not sure if that person, I'm trying to think who was it did it, but if they can maybe clean it up for us, we might be able to use that as the intro tomorrow to Ask AJ. We'll see. Did you check that out, Brody, or not? Did you see it?
I did see that. Yeah, I can't remember who sent it in, but
yeah, I'm sure.
Good job out of them.
Yes.
Love our listeners.
Yes, no doubt about that. Appreciate that as always. Did you see what Tua Tagovailoa did, Bob?
Retire?
No, he did not. He did not have another concussion either. But after his game, after the game, he mentioned about people that teammates not living up to what they should do, showing up late for meetings and things like that. And
not showing up to the team like the player-led meetings.
No, it's a different one there. But let me see what the exact quote. He says we have guys showing up to players-only meetings late, guys not showing up to players-only meetings. There's a lot goes into that. Do we have to make it mandatory? Do it that way. Now we bring on Albert Breer, MMQB. Albert, you saw Tua's comments.
Tito, I hate to cut you off here. Our VMix crashed, as it does every single morning, so we got